Okay, here we go. Reroute.
Alright, good evening, everyone. This is John Matap with the International Fleetstar with DT-689 right now. We're going to start with Utah, and let's go for a ride.
Keep left, and then turn left.
This program is sponsored by the Children's Assessment Center, providing a compassionate and coordinated approach to the treatment of sexually abused children and their families in Harris County. The CAC, protecting, healing, preventing. More at cachhouston.org.
Talk about, that's kind of what the line reference is. So I think I have a different association than maybe the traditional with like what is masculine, what is feminine.
I would argue that upwards of 90% of all comedians get on stage and talk almost exclusively about the difference between men and women.
Keep left and then turn left.
How many of them actually know? I am in the trenches. I am collecting research. I am gathering data. I'm risking my life. And I'm here to tell you, folks, the results are in. Men are idiots and women are annoying.
How does that show up for you most in your like day-to-day life?
It's interesting. I mean, I feel like, especially being like, I've been out as bisexual for, I want to say, like, over 10 years. And I think that early when I came out, I was really, really still trying to figure out how to binarily define myself, how to fit into something. And I have just completely, totally released all of that. Like, the thing is, the third thing, the in-between, I don't need to quantify it. So many people try to understand, like, what's the ratio? What are we talking, 60-40? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not playing that game, you know what I mean? I just have no interest and it doesn't apply to me. So I just think it's totally fluid. Like, I have fun. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, I struggle now. I'm 41. And back in the day, I was just gay.
Right.
And now I get
Turn
queer.
left.
Yep.
But then there's this debate in the community over whether we're going to call ourselves gay or queer. And I'm just like,
I
don't
saw that
even...
opinion in the New York Times. I was like,
And it
You're
feels
right.
like, first of all, they want to kill us, whatever you call us.
Exit right.
And two, I just don't know. Let people pick their words.
of course. And it's, and by the way, it's like, I found that article to be horrendous. And yet, it's like, use whatever you want. It's fine.
Use what you want.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Do what you want. What?
the whole point of all of it is that, like, what you're trying to describe, you can't define it.
I just think it's definitely like, we need to not police. That's for the straights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are about freedom, acceptance.
Yeah.
Let it rock, let it ride.
But in that sense, it's like, even as an out bisexual for 10 years, you've been in the trenches. Because in the community, everyone is like, what are you exactly? You were saying this. It's like, are you this? Are you that? Are you really? I feel like, all of the alphabet people go through it. But bisexuals get a certain kind of raised eyebrow all the time. And it's like, when does that stop?
I don't know, but I think the work is for us to not, like, for me, I'll speak for myself. I used to hurt my feelings a lot, and I felt like there was nowhere to go because it didn't feel right in one place, it didn't feel totally right in the other. But I have accepted that I am, like, just this kind of, like, not binary thing. And I have also come to, like, love and accept myself and my identity to the point where, like, if somebody has a problem with it, such a quality, and I think that that's a credit to the queer, creators of these pieces of work. You know what I mean? Like I think it is a fusion of those two things. You know what I mean? Like I have been so lucky to be positioned to work with these incredibly smart, incredibly deep people, and it makes sense that they have these really four-dimensional queer characters that they have written from their own experience. And that's like the key, I think. Yes. Larger than life.
Yeah.
Reach through the screen.
All right, time for a quick break. When we come back, more with comedian and actress Hannah Einbinder. Her new movie, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, is in theaters right now. Stick around.
I'm Anita Rao, embodied as WUNC's weekly radio show and podcast about sex, relationships, and health. Join me to meet people who aren't afraid to question what we think we know about intimacy, who are embracing the unique ways their bodies shape their lived experience, and who have some fascinating stories to share about their relationships. We'll take on the taboo together, next time on Embodied. Sundays at 8 p.m. on News 88.7.
Hi, I'm John Donvan, host of Open to Debate, where we bring you open-minded discussions and debates about the issues affecting our lives. Everything from science and tech to politics, culture, and foreign policy. In our divided nation, we feel it's more important than ever for people to be open-minded, open to disagreement, and open to listening to the other side. Join me in being open to debate.
Sunday night at 10 p.m. on News 88.7.
1A is named after the First Amendment. It protects free speech and free press. And for all the focus on the issues that divide us, it's your stories that help us understand what connects us too. We're more than just the news. At 1A, you help us shape the daily conversation. And that way, we can be sure we'll get to the heart of the story together. 1A, weekdays at 2 p.m. on News 88.7.
Hey y'all, this is the Sam Sanders Show. Let's get back to my conversation with actress and comedian Hannah Einbinder. You may know Hannah from her breakout role in the HBO series Hacks. She plays a writing assistant turned sidekick to Deborah Vance, who is played by Jean Smart. This show just wrapped up its 5th and final season earlier this year, and it racked up 24 Emmy nominations, including a nomination for Hannah for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. Hannah won that Emmy in the same category just last year. Things have not slowed down for Hannah since that win. She's out now with a new horror film called Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. We've been talking about the importance of making queer art in Hollywood and how her roots will always be in stand-up comedy. All right, let's get back into it. Let's talk about Hackers for a little bit. The show has been such a delight, and everyone's been firing on all cylinders from season 1. But to watch all of it just deepen and mature over the course of all the seasons, it's just been a joy to watch. So first, thank you for that. I think a lot about your character
Yes. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. I feel like I've read some rumors. Maybe his daughter now.
My best friend Sandy and I have a never-ending Google Doc of a million bits that we have written for this eventual stoner comedy.
I need it. Because
Yeah.
you talked at length in the special about how you were a real stoner.
Oh yeah.
How much?
I mean, this is KCRW. This is the LA station. Okay.
Yeah.
Real heads know. Okay. The baseball bat. Okay. I was rolling up them raws crazily. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Chiefing blunts before school in the parking lot. At lunch. I'm getting a pass from taking a test because I have extra time because I have ADHD. My incredible teacher is not signing out the time, so I'm posting up in lot C and I'm blazing. You know what I mean?
Back to take the test.
Of course. I was a huge stoner in high school and in college, and then I was a big Adderall user as well when I came off. Yes, it was very intense.
Honestly, it might have did it.
It did. The Adderall allowed me to smoke endlessly, and I still have that ability, frankly. Well, it definitely allowed me to like chief insanely. But yeah, I love weed. It did genuinely shape my consciousness, and
I want to stop you there. Give me a sentence. How do you think weed shaped your consciousness?
well, I just think that, you know, smoking all the time from like 14 to, you know, I want to say like 21 to 19ish. I mean, my God. It's crazy that I have any cognitive function, but like it just does you know, alter the way that you look at the world. I think my work, like if you look at my special, it's like, yeah, you're blazing. You know what I mean? It's like, this is a trippy, basically, like, this is...
But, like, I like that. Yeah. I like, because it's like, especially in the special, we're talking about it, and the way that you kind of just, the jokes walk into other ones. You have a comedic mind that wanders like a stone.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. I think we just definitely don't think you should do it as much as I did it when I was...
I mean, it worked out.
It did. I won't lie. But...
Had you been binge drinking for 14?
Oh, yeah, it was scary.
For real.
Yeah, I never really responded to the old alcohol.
This is why I'm never leaving something out.
Oh, it's the best.
Because there's no stigma around it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, figure it out. Get your own pharmacist. Have a good time.
Really is the way. Are you from LA? Which one?
Texas. San Antonio, Texas.
Interesting.
I went to grad school in Boston. I covered politics in DC.
Whoa.
Got transferred out here.
So glad.
You're like Angelino through. Yeah. Talk about this.
Yeah, I do love it.
What is your favorite part of LA? Favorite thing about LA? I know it's a question,
So
but
hard.
close now. I'm gonna ask you.
Everything. My favorite thing about LA, I guess it's just like a dreamer's place. You know what I mean? It's like people come here to realize their dreams. I also love the community. I know a lot of people say that it doesn't exist, but I do think that that's a reflection of like perhaps individuals and like perhaps the scene or
The trap.
vibe. Yes, of course. They're not a ton, right? Car culture, of course, that makes it difficult. But you know, especially not to go there, but I think especially around the fires, like we learned just how much LA takes care of each other. You know what I mean? And I felt that intensely, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of like the spirit of mutual aid in Los Angeles. And my favorite part of it, that's tough. But I gotta go with like literally Santa Monica because of the beach and because of the fact that the beach is so amazing and so many people. I live on the east side and no one is like making the trek. And I'm like, guys, it's right there. It's right there. And it's glorious. Yeah, I just love being in there, even though it's really poisonous and toxic. I do not mind. Yeah, one time I was walking on the beach and I was like, oh, that's kind of warm right here, LA River. LA River coming down there, right on my legs. Whatever. I'm radioactive at this point.
I mean, we
No
all are in
problem.
the city.
You know what I mean?
But no, there's something special about LA, and I think for me, it's like when you anxious than some others.
Shots just got fired again.
Bang, bang.
Second shots
Bang,
fired.
bang. But what is lying?
No lies detected. I mean, oh my God, are you kidding me? LA, best food ever.
My Aunt Betty
And everyone's like,
said.
New York. I'm like, shut the fuck.
Also, they already get everything. They have everything. Oh my God. So I'm from San Antonio.
Yeah.
Spurs, Knicks in the finals. Knicks in five. And I'm about to watch the game in LA. And I'm like, oh, they'll have to move to San Antonio because we're closer. All the Angelina. And then I want to say, folks, you do know they already get everything.
Right.
They don't need this.
You know what's interesting? I want to speak to that. New Yorkers would never, they would die before they would move to Los Angeles.
Yes.
You want to know why we are cooler than New York? I said it. Because we would root for y'all.
That.
We are like, oh, dude, I'm happy for you. Hell yeah.
Yes.
You guys are being mean to us. What the freaking heck? Literally.
We are stoned, happy, and
We're like,
supportive.
yes, oh my God, congrats. Like, oh, cool, you guys got that. And you guys are like, you suck. It's like, you're just cold.
Yes.
You're just really cold right now.
You have seasonal affective disorder. Come over here, fix your life.
Everyone I know.
Get a good taco. I ain't gonna lie to you, New York City.
Okay. Everyone I know, they live in New York and they move to LA and they're like, they're just like, oh, I'm chilling now.
Yes.
And then they go back and they're like,
And then,
it's rocking.
in their first 3 months here, they're like constantly trying to like compute this to New York. Is this the Brooklyn of LA? It's LA.
It's LA, baby.
It's not New York.
You know what I mean? It's like, just, we are being happy for you guys. Like, just chill.
Hey, if you're just now joining me, I'm here with actress and comedian Hannah Einbinder. Hannah got a big break playing Ava in the HBO series Hacks, opposite Gene Smart's Deborah Vance. She now stars in the new queer horror movie Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma.
I have one last question for you.
Okay.
I promise I'll let you go after it. There was something you said in that profile in the cut that I really admired. They were asking you towards the end about how you want to live out your career. And you said, quote, "It's important to me, as I weigh the ethics of living under capitalism, to know that I'm making the majority of my money and my freedom." Thank you for saying that. Two, what does that look like for you?
I think that my hope is that I continue to be gifted enough to be like, do I feel like I can sustain my life just from gigs? Like, I also want to say, like, it's so important to recognize that a lot of people, like, got mouths to feed in a difficult world. And so if you need to take a brand deal, whatever, that sort of a thing, like, that is a personal choice. Like, people are living in a difficult time. Like, you need to do what you need to do for your world and your family. Like, recognition and respect to that. For me, I think it would be a dream to not have to, because it would be hard for me to full-throated stand behind, like, selling a product. So I just want us to live in a world that has more resources, a world where we have healthcare, so that you don't have to make a decision to maybe do a brand deal for something that is connected to a nefarious source of money, or something that they can't stand by and don't want to do because they have to choose between that and their well-being or the well-being of their family. I wish that we lived in a world that was more equitable, a world where, people have housing and healthcare and education, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, and where the arts is funded, exactly, so that it doesn't put artists in a position to go against maybe some of their values.
Yeah, it was very interesting to read. Say Sydney sort of first big rise, talking about like she came from nothing. She was working because she had folks to support. She's like, I have a mortgage now that I have to pay, and there are celebrities dealing with that. And I'm like, I get it. You got to do what you got to do. And there are other celebrities. I will not name names. They've already made all the money they need. It seems to me, and then I see them doing an endless deal after endless deal after endless deal. And that's when I just say, well, when do you have enough?
is a huge difference between folks with several houses and folks who are like, you know, in a far different position where a big check like that would change their life.
Yes.
And there just needs to be a recognition of that.
Yeah. Well, man, just like, I will always be the biggest fan of the artist who I see preserving whatever their integrity is.
Caution, these lines
Like, is what you're doing being done with integrity? No matter what the brand is, or the commercial, or this or that, is there integrity? People can snip that stuff from a mile away. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, not
Yeah.
much. Just
Yeah. I agree. I think like another really useful useful tool that we have is like our voice and our platform, you know.
Which you use. Thank you for that.
Well, you know, I see it as the bare minimum, and I don't, you know, I don't think that it is that hard, really.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't think it's hard, and I don't think it's brave. I think it's like genuinely really easy if you observe something happening to call that out and to just speak to these ideas. But the point is like, yeah, to your point, it's like you have to make a compromise somewhere. Well, let's like sublimate that. Let's like find a way to contribute in another sense. You know, like there has to be room for people to like contribute in the way that they can. And I hope that more people do.
I will say, when I see you as outspoken as you are on politics, on Palestine,
caution,
and
these
more things than
lines
just that, it is refreshing to me. And then my next thought is, well, why aren't there more white people doing this in your line of work? Why aren't there more people working in this town, in this business, being unafraid to say the things that you say on the microphone? Because I'll be a part of those folks, and they say it off the mic, but not when you're out there being outspoken. Do you wonder why? Do you think you know why? Are you angry at other folks for not being as vocal as you are? Like, why?
I think what frustrates me is knowing the amount of privilege that we all have, to varying degrees, of course. But I observe that the people, especially as it pertains to Palestine, who are the most outspoken are those who have the most to lose, and that is the Palestinian people. You know, I look to Mahmoud Khalil, who, you know, is currently in a legal battle for his citizenship. You know, he has a kid, maybe 1 year old, you know. He's been detained by ICE for months and months and months, and yet still he fights, and yet still he uses his voice. I think of countless individuals like him who risk absolutely everything for everything and anything. Yeah, I cannot wrap my head around how people insecure cannot just let voice, cannot just post to their millions of followers a donation link to something as benign as, you know, an organization like the one that I work with, About Humanity, which is a mutual aid organization in Gaza with a school with that they have erected from the ground up with, you know, over 1,000 kids. They have 2 health clinics in the north and south of Gaza. It's run by 2 OBGYNs, and they provide a lot of care to the community, especially pregnant women. This is not controversial. The fact that there is no conversation about, like, not only how to, I'm sure these people, maybe some of them, they give their money in private. I'm happy that they're contributing. But it is important to do it publicly. It is, I think. So it just, like, I don't know. But, like, I will say, like, I just think that, you know, I always look to the people who are risking the most, and that is Palestinians. You know what I mean? And so,
go straight on.
like, I will say it till I'm blue in the face. You know, I just want to put the focus on them and understand that, like, people in my position, like, nothing that you can lose is worth having. Nothing that you can lose is worth having.
This was just like, I really am a big fan, and I just admire the way you move through this town.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the really great conversation.
Thanks again to my guest, Hannah Einbinder. Teenage Sex and Death and Can My Asthma is in theaters right now. All right, time for a break. When we come back, even more queer art. Stay with us.
It's
Watch HPM Plus on your smart and connected TVs and stay informed.
We know you value Houston Public Media. That's why you're listening right now. Take the next steps and become a new member of the station you rely on. Every gift makes a difference, and what matters most right now is supporting the station that brings you the news and information you rely on. It only takes a few minutes to make a big difference. Join as a new member today at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
The Democratic Socialist Movement is boosting progressive candidates across the country, but that is during the primaries. Independents will decide the generals, and most say that socialism is a dirty word. How will that socialist brand affect those candidates' chances in November? I'm David Green. Join me for the next Left, Right, and Center.
Left, Right, and Center. Sundays at 9 p.m. on News 88.7.
Hey, welcome back to the Sam Sanders Show. All right, before we go, I recently had a very thoughtful conversation with the actor Harvey Guillen. Harvey is starring on Broadway right now in the Rocky Horror Show all summer. He told me it is truly a dream job, especially for young Harvey, who was a closeted gay kid growing up in an immigrant family in the outskirts of Los Angeles. Harvey also told me his coming out story from that time in his life. And let me tell you, I was so moved.
So I don't think it should be called coming out, because when someone tells you who they are, it's not coming out, they're letting you in.
Oh, I like that.
And when I open the door ajar to my house and I go, okay, here it is. This is my couch. This is the paintings I like, and the books that I read, and the music that I listen to, and what you do once you step into my space, once I let you in, will determine if I open that door again.
I thought it was so sweet the way Harvey framed it as not coming out, but letting someone in. And the whole conversation reminded me of another conversation I had a while back with the actor and comedian Sherry Cola. Sherry grew up near Harvey, right outside of Los Angeles, also in an immigrant family, right around the same time. Sherry is also queer, and she told me how her own coming out story began with a role in the TV show Good Trouble. This was another touching coming out conversation, so I thought I would share a bit of Sherry's story with you again today. Without further ado, here's Sherry Cola.
Okay, let's find a new rapper.
I owe so much to Good Trouble because, you know, I booked this role, and this audition process was like, the email came in, it was a next day audition.
Oh, wow.
And I was reading it, it said, you know, this Chinese American who is an aspiring stand-up comedian who, like, isn't out to her parents. It was all these things that made me feel touched.
Yeah.
That someone wrote this character.
Yeah.
Already I was like, oh my goodness, yes, like, go off. Like, I'm happy this exists.
Yeah.
The deeper I got into the process, it was like, oh, this has to be mine. Like, this is me. Like, this is the role that I've been like training for, you know, and because she was queer and she was going through all of these things that I was also simultaneously going through, you know, and I was out to my friends and, you know, people who I come across, it wasn't a secret, but to my mom, the conversation was never had. And my mom and I are so close, but this was just like a part of my identity that I was putting off.
I get it.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
It is hard.
Yes.
And that conversation was not overnight, you know? So before we started filming season 1, I sat my mom down and I told her that I was bisexual and you know, it's possible that one day I'll marry a woman, just all the things.
Yeah.
And also there's the language barrier too. You know, there's so many things
is coming out to new
Yeah.
people. And
Yeah.
for me, I had folks in my life growing up in South Texas that just, I'd come out to folks and they would just black it out. And I had to do it again years later. It's a process, right? So you saying
that side,
right? Yeah.
we know that side.
We know it.
It really
Yeah.
is such a mountain to climb.
Yes.
And we're still not at the peak.
Yeah.
Because there are little moments, and I will do anything for my mom.
Totally.
She's
Yeah.
my rock.
Yeah.
She's my queen. She has sacrificed everything and made something from nothing. You know, she is my guiding light.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are moments
But also.
where I'm like, we have to have patience and empathy.
Yes.
Because they didn't grow up watching The Trouble.
There you go.
Certainly not in Shanghai, China.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And there is this shame and like, you know, my fear of also her pride being bruised or her friends thinking this. And there's so much that once again, we are unpacking in real time.
In real time. And you said this in that different interview about your mother and your father. You said this is also their first time being alive. This is their first time living their life. This is their first time having a child who's queer. This is their first time having this conversation.
You know what I mean?
So it's new for you and it's new for them.
That's the thing. Think about when we first started charging cars. No one was used to
knew
that.
how to do it.
It's like, what's going on?
And I gotta just sit here now for 45 minutes? What? Where's the gas? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now everyone's plugged up.
Coming out is just like getting an electric car.
But you know what I'm saying?
It should be
It's like
subsidized also.
to wrap their heads around a new concept, like to give space, you know, for that. Because, yeah, I know that my parents love me. You know what's funny is like my dad has always been very actually like worldly in pop culture and like with it, if you will.
Yeah.
So when I came out to him, he was just like, I go to Lady Gaga concerts. She's down with LGBT. I'm down with LGBT.
It's a good time for Gaga.
Yeah, which is so interesting, the contrast, you know, they're so different.
Yeah.
Whereas my mom, you know, so it's an ongoing conversation, even in 2026, but she is so supportive and she's made, you know, a lot of progress. And that's the thing, though, the hardest part is having the conversation. Like once you have that conversation, it's been started.
Exactly.
So now let's just normalize and exist.
It.
Like, at a certain point, I was like, Mom, the plane's taking off. Are you boarding? With all due respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's go. Yeah.
Truly. It's like, this is who I am, and I'm going to be out loud about it.
Yes.
You know, your friends, kids, they follow me on Instagram. You know, there's going to be some Pride Month stuff.
Get used to it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just kind of tough loving a bit.
Yes.
You know?
And they get there. My mother, so I had to come out to her several times.
Yeah.
The first time I finally brought a guy home to meet her, she was very sweet, but she felt the need to tell that man how I came out. You know, he tried. He dated 3 women, I remember. And she's sitting here telling this to my boyfriend
Moms
at the
keep
time.
tabs.
Moms keep tabs. Moms keeps tabs. I'm like, you know what? I'm happy that you're able to talk about this at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Never imagined, you know?
You're right. You're so right. And they're trying.
That's the thing. If I see effort from someone I love, I gotta accept it.
They're trying.
They're trying.
You know, and once again, they don't know. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Malfunctioning information.
Yeah.
They're
It's
trying
their first electric car.
That's what I'm saying.
They might drive it to a Shell station first.
Yeah, this is a stand of it. Yeah.
I like this.
It's one day at a time, I love.
One day at a time.
And I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you.
I love it. Thank you, honey.
Thank you. This was beautiful.
Truly.
Appreciate you. Come back anytime.
Yes.
All right, thanks again to my guest, Sherry Cola, and thank you for checking out my show today. It is a co-production between Sam Sanders Productions and KCRW. We are distributed nationally by PRX. Our showrunner is Tyler Green. Our senior producer is Bennett Purser. Bill Richards is our technical director. Alicia Mahitu composed our theme music. And together, Arnie Seifel and I executive produce this show. If you like what you've heard today, you can find more of my interviews on your favorite podcast app, on YouTube, and at kcrw.com/Sam Sanders. All right, till next time, be good to yourselves.
Houston Museum of Natural Science in Herman Park, featuring exhibits on dinosaurs, butterflies, stars, and ancient cultures, along with the Birdmaker Planetarium and Cockerel Butterfly Center. More at hmms.org.
I'm Anita Rao, embodied as WUNC's weekly radio show and podcast about sex, relationships, and health. Join me to meet people who aren't afraid to question what we think we know about intimacy, who are embracing the unique ways their bodies shape their lived experience, and who have some fascinating stories to share about their relationships. We'll take on the taboo together next time on Embodied.
Sundays at 8 p.m. on News 88.7.
Your NPR station, News 88.7 KUHF Houston, a service of the University of Houston. Get local and breaking news anytime at houstonpublicmedia.org. Listen to us on your favorite devices. Tell your smart speaker to play News 88.7.
Media and PRX, it's Latino USA. I'm Maria Hermosa. Today, a conversation with actress Melissa Barrera about her Broadway debut, her decision to become a Hollywood executive, and the cost of speaking up against injustices.
My algorithm is war and ice. And then I get to come here and it's a safe haven for me where I get to remind myself that it's okay to laugh.
And later, a young Latina mom's journey of healing from gun violence and postpartum depression, all with the help of a faja.
That's all I kept pleading. Please don't let me die. My baby's waiting for me. And I feel like she really saved me in so many different ways that I would have never thought.
All this coming up on Latino USA. Stay with us, no te vayas.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Janine Herbst. The Pentagon is pushing U.S. defense companies to accelerate production of key weapons. That comes amid concerns about depleted stockpiles as the war with Iran enters its 6th month. NPR's Kat Lonsdorf has more.
In a statement, Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell confirmed the department made efforts in the past week to significantly speed up munitions production. He said that the U.S. is focused on acquiring more to provide, quote, the weapons our warfighters need at the pace the threat demands. But he also said the effort was not new, that it was part of a broader plan to modernize the department, one that began before the U.S. launched war in Iran in February. The administration has repeatedly denied reports that some missile stockpiles have been depleted in this war. Such weapons often take years to replenish. Kat Lonsdorf, NPR News, Washington.
President Trump has named Will Sharp as the new White House counsel. As NPR's Franco Ordonez reports, he starts on September 1st.
Sharp takes over as the White House's top lawyer after overseeing the administrative work of the Oval Office as the White House staff secretary. He also led the National Capital Planning Commission, which approved the president's construction of the White House ballroom. He is perhaps best known, though, as the attorney who presents and explains executive orders to the president before he signs them during public Oval Office signings. The president wrote on social media that Sharp is tough, strong, and smart, and loves the country.
Ready to roll.
Trump said David Warrington, the current White House counsel, is heading to the private sector. Warrington formerly served as a personal counsel and for Trump's 2024 campaign. Franco Ordonez.
Wildfires have led to evacuations throughout the western portions of the U.S. and in Canada. NPR's Shondelise Duster has more.
Evacuation orders have been issued across western parts of the U.S. and southwest Canada as extremely hot and dry conditions fuel the spread of wildfires in the region. In Utah, officials say close to a dozen active wildfires have scorched acres as of Sunday evening. Fire officials say 2 helicopter pilots died on Friday while battling a wildfire in the state that has burned over 100,000 acres. The National Interagency Fire Center says firefighters are working to contain more than 90 large wildfires across the U.S. The center also says more than 180 new fires, including 8 large ones, have been reported nationwide since Saturday. A state of emergency has also been declared in Canada's British Columbia province, where more than 100 wildfires are burning. Shondelise Duster, NPR News.
U.S. futures contracts are trading in mixed territory at this hour. Dow futures are down about 130 points. NASDAQ futures up 29. This is NPR. Coast Guard says the operator of a boat that capsized in New York Harbor, killing a mother and her infant daughter, is facing criminal charges. Authorities are investigating whether the vessel was chartered illegally. Authorities say the speedboat overturned around 10:25 p.m. last night near Liberty Island, home to the Statue of Liberty. 12 people were rescued from the water before police arrived, and police divers later located the 27-year-old woman and 5-month-old girl in the water. The 46-year-old operator faces 13 reckless endangerment charges. Scientists say they found a new clue as to how COVID-19 may cause long COVID, as NPR's Rob Stein reports.
The researchers studied more than 1,100 patients who were hospitalized for COVID at 3 hospitals around the country. In a paper published in the journal Nature, the team, led by researchers at the University of Texas at Austin, found that infection with the coronavirus that causes COVID can apparently reactivate other viruses that had been dormant in their bodies. That includes a family of common viruses that may be associated with long COVID. The researchers hope the advance will lead to new ways to treat long COVID, which affects millions of Americans. Rob Stein, NPR News.
At the weekend box office, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, took the top spot with an estimated $144 million in its second weekend. The Sony Marvel film has made $1.6 billion globally, and it's also the highest-grossing movie of the year so far. This is NPR.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the William and Flora Hewlett Foundation, investing in creative thinkers and problem solvers who help people, communities, and the planet flourish. More information is available at hewlett.org.
You count on Houston Public Media. That's why you're here right now. Take the next step and become a new member today. Every gift makes a difference. And with a gift of $5 or more per month, you'll receive PBS Passport, a member benefit that lets you stream more of the shows you love anytime. It only takes a few minutes to make a big difference. Become a new member today at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
Welcome to Latino USA. I'm Maria Hinojosa. You could say that 2026 is the year Melissa Barrera's dreams came true. The Mexican actress produced an award-winning film, is launching her very own production company, and made her Broadway debut all in 1 year. But getting here has been a journey. You may know Melissa Barrera from the Stars series Vida, or maybe from the film In the Heights, or from the horror movie franchise Scream. But you may also know her because of her speaking out against the genocide in Gaza. It's that outspokenness that got Melissa Barrera dropped from the Scream franchise. Now, more than 2 years later, Melissa has landed her perfect role. And it's probably about as far away from Scream as you can get. Melissa is starring in an absurd musical parody. It is so campy. I saw it myself recently on Broadway, just before sitting down with Melissa Barrera herself.
It's the story of Titanic, but told through the eyes of Celine Dion, because she thinks that she was a passenger on the Titanic.
I was so shocked that I didn't know what to do, so I just I started to sing. I started to sing very well.
And so she tells you the story of Jack and Rose as if she was there witnessing it all.
Melissa plays Rose, adapting the role Kate Winslet played in the James Cameron film.
And it works because we all know and love Celine Dion, and we know that she's a kooky lady, you know? She's a character, and she's, you know, like very eccentric and like out there and funny.
The iceberg is also a character, donning a Tina Turner wig.
Who the hell are you? I'm the iceberg.
And so Marla Mandel, who plays Celine Dion in our show, has done an incredible job of like capturing the essence of Celine Dion in this campy way.
musical is.
The show first opened off-Broadway in 2022 and has built something of a cult following since then. It won 2 Olivier Awards when it debuted at the West End in London in 2025. And then, in April of this year, Titanic finally opened on Broadway, earning 4 Tony Award nominations. For Melissa Barrera, it was a return to her musical theater roots. For this story, I speak with actress Melissa Barrera about her Broadway debut, her decision to become a Hollywood executive, and the consequences she's faced for speaking up against injustice. You probably don't remember this, but
I'm sure I do.
I don't know. It was 2024 when we last did the interview with you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that one of your dreams was to be on Broadway.
I mean, it's always been my dream. My North Star was always Broadway. That's what got me into acting, was theater, musical theater. That was always kind of top of my bucket list. So I feel like there were moments in my life where I was afraid to say it out loud because I didn't think that it was ever gonna happen. But then I started thinking about no, actually I have to say it because that's manifesting. I just have to put it out in the universe, ask for it.
And then what? They were just would you like to audition for Titanic?
Yeah, well,
So you had to audition.
I had to audition. I told my team at the end of last year, I was I really want to do theater this year. I had been trying for a couple of years. I was in talks of joining a few shows, but there was a way that I wanted this dream to come true. There was an ultimate version of this dream of originating a role for a Broadway show, being on a cast album if you do that, being part of the whole rehearsal process with the company, and that doesn't happen if you're coming into a show that's already running.
Oh, right, of course. As a replacement.
As a replacement.
Right.
So I was waiting for the show where I got to do it from the whole rehearsal process and being the original, even though in Titanic it's been running off Broadway and off Broadway for years, so there's been many roses who have been incredible.
So I'm saying it wrong. It's not Titanic. I'm making a mistake.
So it's because we're Latinas.
Is that what it is?
Because we say Titanic. That's why we say Titanic. No, but it's Titanic, right? In English it's Titanic, so it's Titanic. Yeah. And so people come and love it because it's just fun. It's just 2 hours of laughter.
How many shows do you do a week?
8 shows a week. No joke.
No, because you're dancing, you're moving, you're going up, you're going down, you're singing.
Yeah.
You're carrying the show with your voice.
Yeah. And I've always known that doing Broadway is hard. That's just something that
physically, emotionally.
Yeah, physically and emotionally, and everything that you require stamina, you require discipline, and it's endurance, a high performance athlete kind of career. I've always known that to be true. And so I just think not everybody can do Broadway for an extended period of time. Then I come and I'm doing this and I'm yeah, I'm ready. And I usually I'm very good at programming myself mentally when I'm gonna go on a shoot or something. I'm all right, we're on this shoot for 5 months. And for 5 months, I am just going. And then as soon as the shoot